It is March 27, 2023, and we have a new 39mm Carrera. And lo and behold, it looks quite a bit like the original from 63.
It does.
But also not.
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's tell the people about it.
I think we described it quite well earlier as a remix. You know, it's really taking the original interpretation of the Carrera. We're taking all of the DNA, all of the philosophies that Jack stood for when he launched the model in 1963, and really taking them back to first principles and building back up again, and to create this continuous identity from 63 to 2023.
And what I love about the way Nick and his team have described this watch to me, and I wanted to say it this way myself, is that it's an unusual aesthetic and design. And you're probably thinking that same thing as you look at it for the first time now. There may be some questions you have about how this all comes together, because yes, it adheres to Jack Heuer's first principles, but also it's a different look. There are some vintage design touches here that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
As simple as having this, I think it's a double-sided flange is how Marion called it from the team. What was your description for it? It's a skate ramp that has a lip that
exactly,
has...
yeah. There's many metaphors that you can bring into the design of this new dial and rail that are kind of this combined function now. And I think traditionally we consider these components all individual, from the sapphire to the bezel to the rail to the dial. Here with the Carrera, it's really merged all of these elements together into this kind of single unifying object in a sense. And it creates, as you say, this very unusual effect. It's not something that we've really seen before.
No, and it's when you look at it, it looks almost like there is a glass bezel, because you have that tachometer scale around the edge of the dial, but the tachometer scale is under the glass. And then from that point, you have this lip, and then quite a, I would say, like a shallow flange or a wide flange down to the dial, which creates a skateboard ramp effect. And that's the first thing that definitely hits me, is that this is a different looking watch, and yet it is unmistakably vintage inspired. I
mean, I've been wearing the two side by side for a little while now,
and
when you see them together, it's really easy to understand the design and interpretation that's brought these together. And you know, really what we've tried to achieve with the new watch is the absolute pursuit of legibility. We know that on the previous generation of 39mm, when you viewed the watch flat on, it was sometimes difficult to read the rail with the 1/5 of a second division. Jack, of course, always said that legibility was everything. So really this new crystal design makes it possible to view from every angle, the tachymeter scale, the hands, everything all together. And then the watch that you're wearing is the blue. We've been thinking about an iconic color for the brand. Blue is easy to land on. Of course, there's the moniker, but there were Carreras in the late 70s that used blue. We had the decimal scales on the first Carreras as well in blue. So it was very easy to choose that as a tone to take. And here we have it in a much more modern interpretation. You know, monotone, radially brushed, kind of iridescent, really catches the eye and feels, you know, really contemporary. Date at 6, you know, this lighter running seconds in the lower half of the dial. So Andrew, you've now obviously seen the watch and handled it. Come on, what's your first gut reaction?
Well, that's why I wanted to start this video, because I feel like if you watching are feeling like I am now, then you're gonna have questions. Because to me, while this evokes that classic era of the automotive chronograph and really that mid-60s period of some of the most beautiful racing chronographs we've ever seen, it also looks different. There are things that I feel like I've never seen before on a watch.
It's a very unusual sensation when you see this watch, when you put it on your wrist.
Sensation. It's a sensation because you can see that it's not pushed flush against the glass. There is this sense that it's a micron or two under the glass, and it's a sensation I've never had before.
Yeah, a bit of an optical illusion.
Nick, I hope the people love it.
I hope so too. Let's see. We're going to find out soon enough.
Tell us in the comments. Tell us in the comments if you love it.
Yeah. And they're actually available today in some markets, so you can actually run out on the 27th of March and prospectively buy one at a TAG Heuer boutique. So, I mean, I guess the biggest proof of the pudding is whether people go out and buy them when we see them showing up on Instagram or wherever else. So let's wait and see, and yeah, sound off in the comments as well.